Hi, I'm Tim Roble. Welcome to another episode of Adventure Athlete. Humvee winch bumper is done. So we'll talk a little bit about the process. So I traded a bicycle for this front bumper about two and a half years ago when I actually got the Humvee. And I don't know if anyone's ever done one on one of these ECVs, but basically that pushes the bumper out, about another, 6 inches or so. And it's working out just perfect. So I'll talk a little bit about my design of my bumper. So I did not build this part, totally capable of building this. But what I wanted to work on was a winch bumper that looked kind of pre-runner-ish, something that was sleek and kind of increases your approach angle and really takes everything up higher, makes the vehicle look actually higher than it is. So that's what I've actually achieved here. And basically I took that winch bumper, the stock Humvee bumper, and started whittling it down until that plate, which is 1/4 inch, is inside of here. And that welds up through the sides and ties in directly to the frame welded. So it's 1/4 inch all the way around. And then this is 125 thousandths, so 1/8 inch. And what I did here is I put a 250 wall in and tied that to the bumper mounts. And then the bumper mounts had to be extended. So I did that with trailer hitch, 2x2 by 253, or 2.5 by 2.5 by 253. So that's super stout there, pushing out. And then I went to the arc Droid, had nothing but problems with the arc Droid. See if I can get you out of the sun. I went to cut out my first pass, and normally that thing has been working phenomenal for me, but the screen was all glitchy. And when I would touch the home screen, it would go to load and tune, and it would shake back and forth. And I really didn't figure it out. I reached out to the guys on the forum, but basically I cut this first piece out that way. So what it would do is it cut the first one, and then wouldn't cut the first line on the second one, and then would do the whole thing, and so it would leave a line, and there was no way to actually cut that out. So I had to shut the machine off, restart each one of these every single time. So I think there's 20 of those there. And went to the forum trying to figure out that whole process, and found out it was metallic dust that was on the screen that was making it shift. So once I got that cleaned off, I just hit it with some Windex, wiped it down, and everything started working again. With that part of it, I should say, because what it did, that glitchiness, turned off my pierce delay, put pierce delay at 0. So normally on something like this, I do 7/10 of a second. One of the guys said just do 1/3. I'm fine with 1/3. It doesn't make a mess. And long story short, this plate cut out super nice. And if you see here, there's a slight bend transition from this up to this to this. So this is 2 pieces that I welded together and then blended. But these turned out absolutely amazing, and I just do that by drawing out on the piece of metal. The previous video I did on that explains it, shows it cutting out. But this is the done product. And then I tied in the Humvee original skid guards that go and protect the differentials and everything. So I cut the tabs off of that and welded that to the skid plate. And then all of this that you see here is actually drilled and tapped. So to take this skid plate off, you just basically get your impact. You pull all of these 5 across the front, these 2 here, and then the back pins in the back bolts in the back, where those tie in. And the skid plate comes out, and then you can remove the winch and have total access to that. And then you can do a reach around and through there to turn from engaged to spool. It's not super easy, but I don't expect to be using the winch a lot. But I like how everything nested, because it just gives it such an awesome look. I mean, I am so stoked with how all of this turned out. And I knew it was going to. I just needed my equipment to work really well in doing it. Wonder if I have like something coming on from the universe or something that's working on me being consistent and persistent, working through problems. So it hasn't been an easy couple of days. I have spent some time down here on the ground and crawling around and welding and all of that, but I love how things are coming out. Right after that last video I did with the top, I got that all set up and aligned right. Still got some trimming and stuff to do on some pieces and make that go well. But this is where we're at. I'm happy with the process. I'm happy with how the look is. I'm sorry I'm so far back. That's another thing I did. This came set up with 2 bolts. So I did weld the nut on the back here, and then these are done on quick pins. 5/8 quick pins I got off of Amazon, and I'll have a link to those in the description if you something you need for your Humvee. And so today's job is going to be coming up here and then getting rid of these little hoops and go to the big taller hoops, and then I'll have to cut this off and find a way to tie that in right. But everything is just working through the process, and I'm super stoked on how everything is going, how everything is turning out. And we'll just kind of go down the path and see, starting from the front, working down, working back. So I'll get all this taken care of. I'll get the hood rhino lined again and just kind of, you know, touched up where I've been standing on it and sparks have been on it. So I'll get that looking good. I still have a little massage work to do on these windows. I have new latches getting ready to go on. Long story short is once we kind of get back to here, we're kind of working through the process and getting through like what I'll call like a semi-done. Probably 2 hardcore more weeks. I might not put all of that into it because I have went back into fabricating and taken out a couple ads. So if you guys need some fabrication done, let me know. I could use a little bit of extra work as this comes to a close. But I gotta, you know, still make some panels. There's still plenty to do, some wiring. But all in all, it drives, turns around, and does really well. You can see I made collars for those the struts that keeps everything in place and lines up when it's up and down. And I think I got something over here that's maybe a piece of wood that needs to be trimmed. Still a little bit more. I'll actually see what it is right now. It's the the screw gun that's got it up a little bit. It's always something. But you work through the process and you learn as you go, and then you just don't stop. Sometimes you have to sleep on stuff and go through it. Questions and comments on any of this. I'm happy I've done this project. I've learned so much on it. You know, there's a piece of me that said, you know, like with this weather being so great, I kind of wish I was out in the desert in Oscar Mike doing some electric motorcycle riding and some electric paramotor flying and riding the bike and running with the dogs. But I got to get through this process and then figure out what the next evolution is going to be. So that's going to be it. Follow, like, subscribe for more. That's going to be it for now. I'm Tim Roble, and I'll catch you here next time.